Hey, everybody. After the press conference held by Tony Buzbee at his office, the Buzbee Law Firm, and posted on Instagram, I started a, a discussion with people viewing the live stream. There were about 20 strong at one point. And then I did the magic of StreamYard, threw open an invitation for those viewers to chime in as streamed vlog participants in what turned out to be a lively discussion. All of the people who participated were all men of color, 3 African American, not including myself, 1 Latino. And it was quite enlightening. So I encourage you to watch this to find out how Black men think about the Deshaun Watson, Tony Buzbee situation, and just to help you along in how to properly perceive this, let me remind you of where we are in time. Tomorrow, the George Floyd trial that focuses on Minnesota Park police officer George Chauvin, who put his knee on George Floyd's neck and killed him, resumes. That happens tomorrow. ABC just concluded a multi-part series on being Black in America that came on every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, ran from 10 o'clock to 11, and introduced us to some leading lights in the creative realm, and also segments that were informing us of horrible events in the history of America, like, for example, what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to 300 African Americans in 1921, when Black Wall Street was quite literally burned away by whites who lived there. We're at a place where now commercial after commercial is intensely diverse, where interracial pairings are more common than ever. And this is corporate America putting out these images at a rate never before seen. We're also at a time when a woman named Amy Cooper would threaten to call the New York police on a Black bird watcher, Chris Cooper, simply because he asked her to put a leash on her dog. And were it not for his cell phone camera, he may have been hauled off to jail because she lied about him. We're at a time where it just became public knowledge that the woman who accused Emmett Till of whistling at her and caused Emmett Till to be killed by her husband and another family member in 1956, sparking the Civil Rights movement, would then tell us later in 2007 what she knew all the time. She lied. She lied. We have Mr. Brian Banks, who was in jail for 40 years because a white woman lied and said that he raped her when he did not. And to move this to another point, there are a number of examples where Black women have falsely accused Black men of similar actions. Fred Lane Jr. was killed by his wife, Deidre Lane. Why? Deidre said it was domestic violence on his part. Not true. Deidre Lane killed Fred because she wanted his money. He was a newly minted running back with first the Carolina Panthers and then the Indianapolis Colts. Only he never got a chance to play for the Colts because she shot him. This was in 2000 this happened. She lied. Imagine if it happened today. An organization like ESPN or TMZ would be ready to crucify him based on her word. that didn't happen. Prosecutors proved not only that she lied about her intentions with respect to killing him to get his insurance money, she also killed him because he knew that she robbed the bank just some time before while they were married. Very horrible situation. Deidre Lane only spent 7 years in jail, 7 years and 11 months. As far as I'm concerned, she should still be in jail right now. I can go on and on and on with examples. So it is very important to question everything and everyone, not give anyone a pass in situations like this. I want you to keep that in mind as you see and listen to this exchange. Accepted D. Watson's money and his tips. Yeah. Hey, Dave, call in. I want to get your thoughts on this or maybe, you know what? I'm going to do this a different way. I'm going to invite, I'm going to put out the link here. And if you want to be on camera and share your thoughts, okay, there's the StreamYard link. Okay, you can do that, and then we can have a good conversation. That's a public link that allows you to, get on camera and express your view and have a conversation. All right. He says, Zany, this is bigger than a gun. Yeah, it's a bomb. It's a bomb. I saw that, King. It's a bomb. Yeah, it's a smoking bomb. Yeah, an NDA. Why would you have them? Why would you sign an NDA? And, why would you do that? And for me, this climate about belief, it's not a matter of not believing a woman, but you also have to, I'm going to remind everybody of why this is important at this time. And you will here's hey Clarence, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You look relaxed, my man.
Yeah, I am. Hey, yeah, but my question is, if this truly happened, what they saying about Deshaun Watson, why all of a sudden when this man saying that he want out of Houston, all of a sudden, to me this sounds like one of those Bill Cosby setups like they did to Bill Cosby. When he wanted to buy NBC, all of a sudden all these women came from out of nowhere. And now that this man want out, because if I'm not mistaken, when he first joined Houston, didn't he donated his first check to a female?
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. I think it's about Deshaun basically asserting a great deal of power and saying he wants a black coach. He wanted Eric Bieniemy. Remember that? Right. Yeah, from Kansas City. Right, and then here's Mr. Brown. Hey, Mr. Brown, how you doing?
Good. How you guys?
What's up there, Mr. Brown? What's going on?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Right. Yeah.
Nice to see y'all.
Yeah, let me answer your question, Clarence. Eric Bieniemy was the one that Deshaun wanted as a coach, and then they're going to have a parade for Deshaun, and Deshaun went publicly and said, "Hey, everybody, calm down," and everything. Deshaun had the Texans by the head. I mean, he was literally in control of their fortunes and forced them to hire a black coach. It may not be the coach he wanted, but he forced them to do something that the Texans wanted to do.
Right.
And then he was going to leave. So now they're thinking, "Oh my God, we can't get our signing bonus back."
Yeah. So they're mad about that.
Right. Plus, the guy was on Deshaun had his yacht. He had a lot of 25. But the one thing he didn't have, and the one thing I always criticized the NFL about, having been social league since 1993, is you take young black men, you give them a ton of money, but you don't put around them any protection. Like Fred Lane Jr. was my cousin. Killed him and his family, her family, because they wanted his money and they lied about it, wouldn't let us talk to him. Last time I talked to him, 2 months before he was killed. She said it was domestic violence. It wasn't. Can you imagine what happened today? Fred Jr. was twice by his wife and then by the press. So, and then, of course, Emmett Till. And then, of course, there's this gentleman, Chris Cooper, the Central Park border guy.
Yeah.
Who was, I mean, were it not for, I'm going to get this, were it not for the cell phone camera, right?
Right.
Well, Jimmy Cooper could have had him, could definitely, right here it is, could definitely have had him, remember that guy? And she's like, she could have had him arrested by the police, remember that?
Yeah.
So my point is, it's really important to have, that's why we have jury trials. That's why we have a democracy. Put the truth to them. Mr. Compton, how you doing, my man?
Right. Mr. Compton.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Compton, before we get in order, Mr. Brown, what are your thoughts on this? You just joined us.
My thoughts on this is it's just not enough evidence for me to pick a side as yet. I'm not seeing enough, like he was detailing flying the girl out and everything. That was a whole bunch of nothing. Like just talking like, oh, we flew her out, paid for the Airbnb, paid for the Uber. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear what he did, like on the letter. Like the letter was more convincing than anything, but I just need to see more evidence, man. It's like I'm not going to pass judgment on Deshaun until I see more, like definitive evidence. Until then, I just waiting and watching. That's it.
I'm waiting for a statement from Deshaun's representatives who I've been on the phone with.
Yeah.
So they're working on something, but they basically believe. They also say that there's a lot there. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I think what they're working up is going to take this into an entirely other direction. If I were doing this right now, I would say basically that Mr. Watson is innocent, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. And I would
say something.
Yeah, say something. But when you say nothing, it invites what we're seeing. I think. But hey, look. There's also the Texans, and it depends on where Deshaun wants to take this, because there is a kind of an underbelly behavior that I think has been pointed to by the mention of the Texans being involved. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And the Texans supplying with massage therapists.
Were they involved? Did they say that? Did I miss that?
They said they got equipment from the Texans, and that apparently.
Yeah. So he borrowed one of the tables.
Yeah, and Tony didn't go so far as to implicate his friends, because he has friends with the Texans.
Right.
All right. But this is one of those things now where it can go in any direction. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I knew that would happen if they got to a point where they had people coming out to talk, right? And women talk. But now it's going in a direction. I think the black eye is on the NFL because they have these rookie symposiums, but it's just like older black dudes yelling at each other, right? Young guys, and it's not. Hey, I'll give you an example. What I'm talking about when Tim Couch was elected by the Browns as quarterback. My friend Kofi Bonner was chief administrative officer of the Browns, and we were here in Atlanta at the Atlantic Grill, and because the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, and Couch was walking through. And Kofi was pointing out, "Oh, you see that? He's got one guy in front of him, another guy. They were booking him and protecting him." And the NFL doesn't have like an approved list of massage therapists, an approved list of women you date, everything to cocoon and protect these guys. And so what happens to them it places a bad light on the league, because the league has no infrastructure to protect their players, particularly
Right.
black players. And I think
That's right.
that's
right.
really alarming. I mean, these are kids coming out, hormones are raging like heck,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just going to let them go out there and be, subject to society and give them a lot of money and think you've helped them? It doesn't help.
Right.
No.
You guys.
Speaking from someone who's 24 years old, you know what I mean? Like, if I was just to run into that much money, I kind of feel like I could do a lot of things that normal people can't do. And I kind of feel like that's the situation here with Deshaun Watson. I feel like probably might have said like one or two inappropriate things off of ego, but I feel like it's a bit of an exaggeration coming from the stories that I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we have to wait for evidence and everything to come out, right? So
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Compton, what do you think?
A lot.
We all is. We lost Mr. Brown somehow. I guess we'll get it.
Yeah, y'all tell me about this letter they just got through reading from
You got
this
the
lady.
back.
The letter?
Yeah. Mr. Compton, what you think about that letter?
I don't quite know what to think. I mean, it's my thought is that he had to look. Everything was a letter. There was a script. Everything. My point is,
Yeah, his script.
It-
Tell that.
the letter is the letter. What I go by is the NDA.
Right.
They signed an NDA, and the other thing that I go by is that. Does anybody have a phone evidence? Do you have like cameras in your offices?
That's right.
Okay.
Proof.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the 21st century.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have cameras? Does anyone have a smartphone to prove what they're saying? Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But my point is, whatever this is right now, it's not a great light for Deshaun. So he's got to really, at this point, with what's been established today, he's really has to go to another level to determine his innocence. We have Mr. Pete. I think welcome to Zenny62. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, guys. And just been listening to you, Zenny, on this whole Deshaun Watson stuff lately.
Yes, sir.
And man, I just gotta, like, to me, it seems like it's all about money when the media is just simply out here trying to throw that in people's faces when they say it's not about the money. That's just my opinion on it. It's sad, and it's all he say, she say. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And like I said, I go back to Chris Cooper or Emmett Till. And I'm sorry, but we're in a society where I don't think we've still gotten over it. You realize that the woman that accused Emmett Till of what she said he did, she came back in 2005 and admitted she lied about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's still walking around.
I forgot about that. True.
Sure.
But here's the thing. These allegations of Deshaun Watson have been going out for quite some time, right? These women that it happened a long time ago. Just for example, like if my daughter were to come home and tell me something like this happened that same day, either the cops are gonna get called or I'm gonna be booking a massage or something with Deshaun Watson, and we're gonna have a talk in person, something. But for this to be so long after the fact, and then this woman comes out and says, "Oh, I'm heartbroken," or whatever. She's so much trauma she's dealing. If it was so traumatic and you needed, all of that, you should have went to the police a long time ago, because that's when it showed it was so traumatic. It's not so traumatic if you never filed the police report. Go ahead, guys.
That's right.
No, you're right. That's why it looks like a shakedown still, because to me, I remember there was a woman that was said to have been trying to extort Deshaun setting him up. And so how do we know that there wasn't a ring of women who decided, because they know each other, hey, we're going to set ourselves up for a big payday as a group?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any better, right? And it doesn't make it any better at all. it's the fact that actually makes it worse. It really does. So, and Deshaun probably thought, I don't know what he was thinking, because I'm waiting for, like I said, I'm waiting for the statement from the attorney, which has not come yet. And let me see if I can get an update. Someone, and I would say we are all waiting. All waiting.
Yeah, let's hear from Mr. Compton.
Yeah.
I have feedback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was hey, who was it that said they were going to send some evidence or something? Was that somebody here, or was that Mr. David? Yeah, well, you were going to say something first of all. You said you got a lot to say. I'm going to shut up and fire away, David. David, you're on, man.
Yeah, I have feedback.
Oh, you have feedback. I like it. We can hear you now. We can.
Anyway, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well, anyway, so it made me think about the Cosby case. People coming out sometime later wanting to, and I'm saying people, I don't want to, but nevertheless, coming out sometime later to go ahead and make an accusation or accuse and so forth. I think, I'm not sure who said it, was it Clarence or one of the other guys who said, well, if my daughter came home or to tell me something like that, I'd jump on it right away, as opposed to waiting some 2, 3, 4 years later or 10 years later just to go ahead and say something. Mm-hmm. To me, it doesn't make no sense.
No, it doesn't.
And so with the thing of coming out years later, and just to go ahead and make that accusation, you couldn't commit a crime on the street, and or do something of the sort just to go ahead and come out years later just to say, well, you stole something or whatever it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And it's
these accusations are really bad accusations to have on a human being. Let's just be realistic here. These are one of the worst accusations to put on someone, a sexual predator. Nobody wants to even live next to a sexual predator.
Right. But that's the thing, though. It's like they say he didn't do anything wrong, per se, right? But then, here's what I have a problem with, okay? There was a TCU study in 2015, all right, who said, basically, I'm going to get something out of the way. Hey, Ken, it's not a matter of defending anybody, and how do you know he is? So, again, it's a matter, so, I mean, let me put it this way. How would you like that if somebody said things about you that in the middle of you're going to a massage therapist, maybe that massage therapist was doing something to you and you didn't know it. Next thing you know, maybe you didn't pay her enough money, all right, as was the case in a couple of them. So my point is you need a jury trial for this stuff. That's where it's gotten to. There are a number of women who are absolutely right where they say people don't believe them when they complain about things. But there's also a history of black men being wrongly incarcerated for accusations that in point of fact never happened. Yeah. This is both of those worlds, okay? Mm-hmm. Both of those worlds. Without question, I mean, without question. And I'm still monitoring my email to make sure that I've got this quite literally set. So the minute they put out something, I'll have it, and all I have are things from the White House, which isn't bad. But the whole point, that's all I got. I don't have anything as a statement. Let me check my spam file here, nope, nothing in spam. Haven't missed anything at all, and
I don't think it's the case with Deshaun Watson where Buddy just put on that comment. I don't think it's more defending him. I think, at least for me, when I speak, I'm on the line of I just don't believe it. It's not defending him. It's just not. I don't believe in it because the media will sit here and drag the bad of it. They will put all the publicity on the bad because that's what people want to see. They don't want to sit here and listen to, oh, Deshaun Watson also has 18 women representing his side on the good side. That's not going to sell in the media. People are not going to be, tuned into that. But at the same time, as a person, as a Deshaun Watson, he is innocent right now. There's no criminal cases. So, like I said, it's just I lean to this to being a he say, she say, and Deshaun Watson winning this case, in my opinion.
This was, to me, a weakness in that there's not a healthy black media, because if there was something like a healthy Ebony or Jet, some gossip columnists would have been writing about this a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
But you don't, and now you have people quoting organizations that are mostly white that tell their people don't talk about race. ESPN does that. They have their folks. The NFL Network, same thing. They're always dancing around the subject rather than bringing up race, economics, and just the real aspects of cases like this. But again, I'll say this one more time. Tony Buzbee did get it right, because last week I said, you know what? My friend Gloria Allred always brings out women who are truly the victims. I remember Herman Cain's mistress. I interviewed her at the Night of 100 Stars Oscar party. Same thing with General Petraeus' friend mistress. I interviewed her also at the Night of 100 Stars Oscar party. Why is that special? Well, that's where it was, and the way the night party is set up, you've got a row of press from all the top organizations that are there. I was honored to be part of it, and it's not done anymore, unfortunately, because Noby Waters got sick. He's the producer. But at any rate, it was an Oscar viewing party where some of the top stars like Lou Ferrigno and Lee Majors, they all come and you interview them. And right there, Gloria Allred, and if you have any doubts, all you got to do is go to 162 and type Gloria Allred or Night of 100 Stars and see the videos I have. That's how you do it. So by the end of her run through the red carpet, she had everybody talking about her client. Everybody. And it was like, whoa. So, I mean, he had no problem getting the press and altering it. And Tony didn't do it that way, and that's why I felt, hey, you know what? This is a sham. And then he started making more about him. But whatever happened, that's the other part about this is what happened between the lines. In other words, what was it that took Tony to change his tactic, and who made him do it? And then was it someone with the Texans? I mean, there's so many questions.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the owner.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because, that owner, though, he made, remember that year, I think Donald Trump was still president, but that year he made, what he called it, a slave camp or something like that.
Oh, well.
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
In fairness to Bob.
What do you call it?
Well,
he said this won't be ran by like a prison asylum or something like that.
In fairness to Bob McNair, I have to defend him. Bob, first of all, is dead. Bob McNair is dead.
Yeah.
Cal McNair is Bob's son.
He's the owner now.
Right, but Bob, I will say this. Bob has been a personal friend to me. And I'll explain a little bit why I say that, because I headed the effort to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland in 1999. I was invited to my first NFL owners meeting as a presenter. And